Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. We have a very interesting topic for today's show, in which it is all forms of hatred need to stop. Seriously. And I'm just talking about regular people out in society. I'm also talking about elected officials, Congress in Washington, especially one that's in the White House. And I mean, there's so much um, anti-Semitism, racism, homophobia, and so on and so forth. All this nonsense needs to stop. Seriously. What are we showing the younger generation? Honestly, we just had the Thanksgiving Day holiday. We're going into Christmas and into New Year's holidays, and this nonsense needs to stop. It needs to stop. Enough is enough with the pathetic, idiotic stupidity. Honestly, enough is enough already. Seriously, we got enough stuff going on in society as it is. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Seriously. And this is happening so much out in society, especially now around the holidays. Come on. We need to flip the switch. We need to turn this around. And we need to start showing love and peace and compassion for one another. We need to start to be able to live together and work together with one another and stop this hatred and nonsense. Seriously, honestly, especially around this time of the year. I mean, you know, the the hatred needs to stop all year long. It needs to stop all year long. We need to start to show love and compassion and being able to live together and work together all year long. But it really hurts, especially when around the time of the year, like I said, Christmas is coming up and New Year's. This is especially a time when we're supposed to show love and compassion to one another. We're supposed to show it all year round, don't get me wrong. But this is a time for peace now. Come on. Seriously. Honestly. And you also have these Muslim people that are saying, kill Americans, kill Americans. Meanwhile, they're living in America. Seriously. And with this particular part of the topic, I'm going to continue it into another show one day, but I'm going to start this off now with this particular part of this of the topic, where the people that are saying kill Americans, America must die, meanwhile they're living in America. Elected officials in Congress up in Washington, D.C., they need to amend the freedom of speech law. They need to amend it. And what I mean by that is for those people that are going around burning the American flag that and that are still living in America, that's not freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech. Okay. So that part needs to be fixed. And here's another part that needs to be fixed. These people that are living in America, but that are turning around and saying Americans must die and stuff like that, they need to be put into a federal prison because in no way, shape, or form is saying Americans must die and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they're living in America. That's not freedom of speech. That's threats. These people that are going around threatening, verbally threatening elected officials. That's not freedom of speech. That's threats. That should be a federal offense and put these people's rear ends in a federal prison, no matter what their ages are. I don't care what the hell their ages are. Put their rear ends in a federal prison cell. Now, for people that are burning the American flag and that are saying Americans must die, and meanwhile these people are living in another country, Congress needs to make it a law that these particular people are forbidden to ever enter the United States ever again. Any of their people, any of them. And Congress needs to get that done. Seriously. So, um, this freedom of speech needs to be amended, like I just explained to you. And for those that hate Americans and that are making these threats and everything, that they're living in another country, forbid any of them and their people to ever enter the United States ever again. Ever, ever. Because these threats and the burning of the flag, these are not part of freedom of speech. It's not freedom of speech. No, it's not. Seriously. So Congress needs to work on these things. Seriously. Honestly. But I'll discuss that part of the topic in another show on another day. But I want to remind all my fans out there about my website, Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.